I'd like us to try to destigmatize the shadow of comparison. So in spiritual circles, women's circles, we talk a lot about not comparing ourselves to others, especially other women, and how this is a toxic pattern, a toxic behavior. But the thing is, we don't want to demonize this behavior within ourselves either. Because the truth is, first of all, our minds the left side of our minds are wired to compare, to contrast, to categorize, to judge. And so we have this natural mechanism that occurs within our minds. And second of all, we live in a culture that constantly reinforces this behavior. Every social media outlet is encouraging us and is creating the structures in place for us to be comparing ourselves. You know, I consider myself a New Earth priestess and somebody who is relatively liberated from the patriarchal paradigm that reinforces this behavior of comparison. And yet, I have found myself comparing myself to other women, particularly those that I follow online as of late. And instead of demonizing myself for this, I've been just curious, like, what does this comparison want? What is it telling me about myself? And I think that's the way that we can approach this shadow, with curiosity, with boundaries. Yes, we don't want to fully give into it, but it's not always coming around for a negative reason. For example, as I've been looking at this comparison thinking that I've been going into, I recognize that it is because I am stretching the boundaries of myself. I'm growing into new territories. And so I am seeing from other people I follow something that I would like to experience myself. So I can actually take some gems from that and see that comparison actually is a marker of growth. If we allow ourselves to have boundaries and hold that space for self-compassion and don't fully give into the more toxic aspects of allowing that comparison to talk us down, to paint a picture that we are less than, right? That is the key. And that can be somewhat challenging. But I believe if we stay in a place of self-love and self-compassion, we can move through it. We can honor this behavior and pattern of comparison as a function of being human. And we can therefore not have to demonize it, not have to push it back into the shadows when it does come up. We can simply embrace that this is part of what makes us human.